so hopefully you can hear this. If you can't, let me know. I am in Durtal. Behind me, you can see this is the scales in the lovely racecourse of Durtal, which is in the Loire Valley, about 3.5 hours, well, 3 hours if I'm driving, from home. We came down here with two-year-olds to run a maiden race. Why? Because it's the last time we can get a chance to have a race on turf. And I'm gonna follow this guy here. I'm gonna have a look at the track. It should be really heavy, and yep, it will be. It's quite sticky, which is fine for me. It's the track down here. It's a good grass cover. Nice. I've been here before a couple of times. I like it. It's a ways from home, but it's a nice little track. It's 1,475 meters around, which is 7 furlongs thereabouts. We have to run 2,000 meters today. So our starting gate is down there. The stands are there. So we go around. We start down the other side of the stands, and we go around 1.5 times. So home stretch twice. And both of these horses, I'm not expecting anything. We have a 16 runner field, and my main worry is, will they go in the gate and get out of the gate? Because one of them is debuting, and she's a really big filly, and we've done the gates with her a few times, a few meaning 2 or 3 times on 2 schooling sessions. So 2 days of gate training, which is about what we usually do. We don't usually do more. I know the Americans and the Australians have the barrier trials on us. We don't have all that stuff in France. If you think your horse can go, you can go. You don't need a gate card, which isn't maybe the best idea. I'm not worried. She'll go in the gate, I think. What I'm worried about more is the gate crew here. The gate crew here is not... They tend at the country tracks to take sort of amateur people who are around, volunteers. They're not really highly skilled people necessarily at putting horses in the stalls. So I'm a little more worried about that than anything else. If it were the Paris crew, they would both go in. It's not a problem. But Ascot is having, the big filly is having her first run. And so I hope she goes in. There's a chance she might not. So we may have come down here for nothing for her, but I hope she goes in. And Kakoa's run twice, once on a tape start and once in the gates. And he'll go in the gate, but he'll throw a little bit of a fuss about it beforehand. He says no twice, and then the third time he's like, okay, I have to go, I'll go. So he will go in the gate, and both of them are ridden by jockeys who know them. We're lucky because the main meeting on the flat tonight is out in Pornichet, which is, we're on the way to where the main meeting is. This is the country meeting, but the flat meeting is in Pornichet. So a lot of the jockeys who are riding in Pornichet are making a stop here to ride this 2-year-old race, and then they're going to be off, just like we're going to be off as soon as the race is over. It's the first race of the day. Post time is 2 o'clock. We left at 7 in the morning from home. Hi guys. Hi, where am I from? I'm from America, but I live in France. Hi, Billy Bob. Hi, guys. I'm fine. I'm in Durtal in the Loire Valley. It's cold, as you can kind of see. It's not freezing, though. It's not horrible, but like all winters in France, it's, oh, nice. Like all winters in France, it's damp and cold, and it's the kind of cold that kind of gets into your bones because it's damp and cold. But okay, it's not horrible. It's not raining. That's the nice part. So hopefully we can just get this race run and get in and get out of here and get some experience. We want to get Ascot debuted. Both of these horses are not 2-year-olds. They're going to be better next year. They can only be better next year. Ascot hasn't run at all, and Kakoa has no idea what he's doing out here yet. But physically, they're ready to go. And mentally not, but physically yes. So it's important that they see what it's all about and at least learn a little bit about it before they can start to do better. Because if you're a small trainer like me, you don't work 2-year-olds in a group up the grass every Tuesdays and Fridays because that's what you do. We only have a few horses in the yard, so we have to run to school. Hi, Jonathan from Chicago. I was from Chicago at one time. I used to live Clarendon and Lakeshore Drive. Great apartment up there. So that is that's what's going on here. It was a little hard to stay awake in the truck, so I look like I'm still sleeping. I need another cup of coffee. But you can see, and also you can hear, there's hunting going on in the woods behind us. And this track has flat racing and jump racing, and today there are a couple of biggish cross-country races. So I'm surprised this isn't considered a premium meeting, because the cross-country races are a finale for some sort of series that's going on. So once our first little 2-year-old race is over, then the big cross-country race is on. This I'm standing right next to. This is the water jump there. So it's a pretty good size. Hi, good morning, Andreas. So yeah, that's the water jump, and I'm gonna look forward to watching the cross, because it's fun. They have a lake to gallop through here, and it's quite decent track down here. And we were lucky. The one thing you have to do when you run in the country, you have to actually call ahead and reserve your box, because you might not get one. Today there are about 60 runners here, and there are only 40 boxes. So luckily, I remembered yesterday morning to call and get a box. A few other people showed up and had the Moves bad surprise that they don't have a box. And so they are out of luck, and they have to work out of their truck, which is not very nice. Bit of construction going on, I see, because the old champagne bar next to the scales is fenced off. That's sad. Not that we'll be needing it today for us anyway, because like I said, I just hope my 2 horses get in the gate and get out of the gate. And that's all we want to see. Alone Solitaire wants me to say hi to him or her. Hi, him or her, whoever you are. Be nice. Yes, it is truly amazing what these horses can do, Jonathan C. And if the track is quite, I don't know if you can really see it behind me. It's anything but flat. It goes downhill, uphill, and when they run the cross country, they'll be actually leaving the track, and they gallop through a woods, and they are quite amazing, the cross country horses and the steeplechasers. It's a lot of fun. Morning from York. Ah, Alistair. Nice to see you here. And somebody in German, but I don't speak German. Ich spreche keine Deutsch. Sorry. Wish I did, but sadly don't. What a sure hope everything goes your way. Yeah, I hope everything goes my way too. All I want is to get them into the gate and out of the gate. Whatever else happens, Kakoa needs to learn to run in company. When he gets into other horses, he doesn't know what to do. He puts his heel, he gets scared, he backs off. He's kind of a he just hasn't figured it out at all mentally yet. So if we can get him in the pack to run with the others, that will be a victory. Next year he'll be fine. It's just going to take about 5 or 6 races for the penny to drop for this horse. And then again, Ascot Inn is debuting. She's a giraffe. She's got legs up to here, and there's a horse on top. She's absolutely huge. She's a nice big striding filly. Not at all a 2-year-old. So today she's here just to get the taste of it and see what it's all about. And again, I'm a little worried about the starting gate for her. We'll see if she can go in. A little bit worried about the starting gate crew. But Ascot will be a great filly over long distances next year on heavy ground. She'll run 2.5 miles, 2 miles, I'm sure. So she'll be a nice horse. Anybody, any questions? Because I probably won't stand out here talking too much longer. That's 50. Yes. Thank you, Jonathan C. Yes, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Keep us afloat here. We need your support. But hey, and not sure what happened there. I got a phone call, and yes, Clydesdales actually do race somewhere. They do one, I think, in America somewhere. It's great. Look it up on YouTube. You'll find a Clydesdale race. You'll also find a Corgi race in Minnesota at, what do they call their track there? Canterbury Downs. Indian relay races. All kinds of fun stuff out there. Look around. Horses and dogs can do amazing things, and they like to have their job. Right, so any other questions? Because look, we have some sun coming out. Amazing. There was some fog on the way here. Yeah, Jack Russell racing, I've seen that too. God. Oh, and maybe some Doberman racing. I'm limping. You probably can't see that I'm limping because I'm carrying the phone. I'm limping. Last week we were talking about the healthcare system. Well, this week, unfortunately, I had a little bit more of an experience with that because some of you met Prof, the Doberman, last week if you were watching last week's live video. Well, Prof was running through the woods, and this already happened 2 weeks ago. He's running through the woods, and he ran up behind me and body tackled me just right in the knee, sent me flying, and I was on the ground and my knee hurt, but it, like, you know, like we do in the horses, I got up slowly, thought everything was going to be okay, and walked it off. And the next day I couldn't put my foot down, so I went to the emergency room and they took an x-ray and they said, well, we don't think there's a fracture, schedule an MRI, and take some of these drugs and go away. So I did all that. My knee got feeling a lot better, and I did schedule the MRI, and it hurt, but I mean, it was I could live with it. So I went to the MRI on Wednesday, and they said, okay, sit down, the doctor is coming. And I'm like, well, that's a weird thing. And the doctor came in and they said, how are you still standing here? And I said, why? He said, because you have a fracture. And I said, oh, okay, you sure? Yes. You have a fracture of the tibia. I'm like, what? So so I have to, then I got a CAT scan the next day, and they said, yes, you have a fracture of the tibia and it's slightly displaced. So I shouldn't really be walking around at all. But tomorrow morning, I mean, you know, Tylenol helps. And tomorrow morning, I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying not to put too much weight on it. Not easy for me. And tomorrow morning, I get to see the surgeon, and we get to see what has to happen next, or what they think will happen next. But I can tell you what's not going to happen next. They're not going to put plaster on it, that's for sure. But anyway, so I'm dealing with that, which is kind of a pain in the ass, as if we need another pain in the ass. No, the race has not already started. Otherwise, I am standing here in the middle of the home stretch. So if the race had already started, I'd be run over very soon. The race is at 1 o'clock French time, whatever time that is where you are. I'm not sure. We usually get here about 2 hours before the race, which we did today. We got here about 10:30. We raced at 1. Like I said, we reserved a box, which you don't have to do at the big tracks. You get a box automatically, obviously, at the France Gallo tracks. But at the country tracks, you do have to call ahead and reserve a box. Some people did not do that. They are not happy because they have to leave their horse in the truck. But there you go. So this is the stretch behind me. I'm about to walk up to the winning post here. The stands, just as you can see, just overfilled with people. And we will be seeing how this goes. Like I said, I just hope that my two go in the gate, and that is not a sure thing. Go in the gate, gallop around, learn something, and come home. 4:25 a.m. in Chicago. A little insomnia for you? Well, thank you for joining us. You must be bored, drunk, or an insomniac. But welcome anyway. Wow, 4:25 in Chicago. Chicago mayor was on CNN the other day talking about how Chicago's going to be a sanctuary city, which is cool. When all the ruckus happens in a couple of weeks in January in Chicago. Yes, I probably should stay off that leg, but you know what? I got stuff to do. I am trying not to put weight on it, and the girls are going to do the works with the horses. I wrote out a couple of lots on Wednesday before I had the scan, and the scan said, well, and there's evidence of further damage since the original accident. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. So anyway, just up early. What do you do for a living? Are you like a baker? Jonathan? I'm not a morning person. You should be in racing. I'm not drug pencil for 10 years. All right. Okay, cool. Well, congratulations for that. And congratulations on being a morning person. I wish I was. I've always been a nocturnal kind of type, which makes not easy to be in the horse business, but it makes it especially not easy to have to drive the truck down here first thing in the morning. But hey, that's what coffee is for. Which, speaking of which, I'm going to go find some. Thank you guys for being here. If you have any other questions, let me know now, because I'm going to sign off. You can always find this on the replay. Thanks for joining us. I'm missing my Australians, but I think they're used to this being just a little bit later in the day. But it's a little bit earlier today because I'm going to be working in a little bit with our horses and seeing how they're doing. So Stay tuned. See you next week for another live, I think. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and watch some of those other videos. Get our watch hours up. Any last questions? I'm going to sign off otherwise. Yes, no, all 9 of you. Alistair, thanks for watching. Jonathan, get some sleep. And see you next week, guys. Bye.